Hey there, freak. Can you hear me? Freak?
Hello, everyone. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfecto. So we're ready to start in 1, 2 minutes. We wait for more people to connect. I'm gonna do it today from this account. My PC is not working.
All right.
Okay, so I guess we're right on time. Today, welcome everyone to another DEGA space. Yes, our daily space where we share the news, what's going on, what's happening, what are the things we're doing, and everything. And with us, we have Carlos, CEO and founder. Welcome, Carlos. How are you?
Doing well, man. Super excited to keep rolling.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week. We have several good news. The newsletter yesterday was amazing. I invite everyone to read it because there's amazing news there. And remember, we got the daily challenge. So check out our Twitter, check the tweet for the latest announcement we have. You gotta retweet it, like it, and mention three of your friends for a chance to win 1,000 Dega tokens. Every day we're giving to the winner of the challenge 1,000 Dega tokens.
Mm. Awesome, man. That sounds cool. What's the
Yeah, I
challenge
know.
right now?
The challenge is the $20 million, the 20 million ADA tweet announcing that the ISPO got to that threshold, which is I think is huge. It's kind of like the first week. So first week getting into that amount of money. So that's the tweet we share, and people only need to retweet it, like it, and mention three friends. If you do that, you already enter the challenge, and you can win the 1,000 Dega tokens.
Super easy.
It's super easy, yeah, simple. As everything we do is simple. We everything Dega's doing is simple. And
That's
one of
right.
those things, and to keep on talking about simplicity, I guess we got to do the daily homework every day. Talk about what is the ISPO, how does it work, and we take it from there, my friend.
Yeah, happy to do so. So, for everybody that's just recently joining, doesn't know what an ISPO is, or somebody listening to the recording, essentially an ISPO takes advantage of the proof of stake blockchain systems, right? So, usually there you have nodes to validate a blockchain, and then you can do delegating, right, or staking, which is essentially people give you their voting power so that you, the one that owns or hosts the validator, can now have a greater voting power. Therefore, you validate more blocks. Therefore, you receive more ADA rewards, right? In Cardano, or it would be dot rewards in Polkadot, right? So it's like a deal or a symbiosis, you could say, in which you give me your voting power, I set up the infrastructure, we both get rewarded, right? So usually you divide the rewards from the blockchain, like you divide the ADA or you divide the dot between yourself and the people doing delegations. But with an ISPO, what you do is you set the rewards to 100. So the validator, the host of the node, receives all of the rewards from the blockchain and in exchange provides its own token rewards to the people doing delegation, right? So that's kind of like the relationship there. It's a way to support new projects. It doesn't require you to send capital or custody funds. It's essentially just supporting, in this case, the Cardano blockchain. In the future, any other blockchain that we integrate. But you're essentially working together to support a blockchain network security by doing the delegation and the validator setup, and you're at the same time supporting a new project and taking part of it, right? So it's a great relationship and a great way to move forward as a community. You're muted if you're talking, freak.
Trying to speak from this. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I guess I'm back. Okay, so Carlos, one of the things talking about the ISPO, and I sorry because I missed you connecting to my account a little bit, is the bonuses. You know, the bonuses. Yesterday we had a great video that the Crypto Moose did, and he explained it in a really cool way how to get to 35% bonus. You know, going supernova and all the way. So I don't know if you can tell us a little bit about the bonuses and all that dynamic.
Yeah, there's one type of bonus which is based on duration. So the longer you've been staking with the ISPO, the more rewards you will get over time, right? So the first level you get Spark, the last level is Supernova. And essentially, it gives you an additional reward on your subsequent DEGA reward distribution, right? So if you're going to get 100, you're going to get 130, right? If you have that bonus. Then there's the bonus for the partner tokens, right? So if you hold a partner coin and there's a minimum amount there, which is very low, it's like the equivalent, I think, of $50 or something like that. So if you hold Meld or Copy in your same wallet, which you are doing your delegation, you are getting those rewards, right? You're getting an additional 5%. And then if you're holding an NFT, right, which is also super low barrier to entry, it's like 30, 38, 8, I think it was, you're going to get another 5% on your data delegation reports. So it's a very simple, low barrier to entry, both the partner and the NFT rewards, and they allow you to benefit greatly in terms of the amount of data you get.
And I think it's important here because we've been talking a lot about the premium path bonus, but one of the questions and everyone that I hope everyone understands is why we did it as a premium, and then after the ISPO, you will get the mint. Right now, you get the bonus, 5% bonus, but then it will become your avatar. I know it's not the topic of the day, but understanding why was it a premium and not a mint yet, it's important.
Yeah, you're right. It's super important. Yeah, the reason for that is because when you do the mint, your NFT is gonna have the same level of your duration bonus, right? So it's either gonna be a spark or a supernova if you get the maximum level. So we have to wait for the ISPO to end, right? Obviously, because up until then is when we will know what is your final state in terms of the duration bonus, right? Which will take the value of an attribute in your NFT, right? So anybody that didn't get a supernova, by the end of the ISPO, that's it, right? There's no more, right? So everybody that's joining the DEGA community right now and supporting this project right now are the ones that are going to have, the ability to have a supernova NFT. So yeah, that's why we had to do the pre-mint off chain because when we do it on chain, we need the ISPO to be over, right?
Okay, so your mint, when you mint your NFT, there are some trades that are going to be inherited by the duration of your stake. So I can go from Spark all the way up to Supernova.
Yeah.
And that will make my NFT more special. So it's worth like minting now, like pre-mint now and then minting it later.
Yep, that's right.
Perfect. I'm going for my supernova. Definitely. Like I'm betting on that. I do have several NFTs and I know it's not the topic of the day, so I'm not gonna get into that. And I'm just gonna remind everyone about the partner bonus. Remember, if you hold like 1700 copy or 3200 meld or 175 fi, more than that, and at least 200, and you're staking more than 200 ADA, you get the partnership bonus. They don't stack. They just you choose one. You can actually have everyone, but they don't stack. It's like, but that's the other way to do the bonus. But the supernova level, I think you have plenty of time to get it, don't you? There will be a point where you can't, but now you can.
Yep.
It's 30. It's 30 epoch, and we've been running for one epoch now officially.
Yeah, yeah. So after the first 12 epochs, it will be impossible for you to get a supernova with a Cardano affinity.
Oh, so there's like 11 epochs left to get supernova.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a time limit. It's like we are counting down to not being able to be supernova on Ada anymore.
Yep. Yep. So make
Yep.
sure to stack up, everybody.
I yeah. Oh, sorry.
So if you got friends who want to take advantage of the supernova, you got to get them in. Get them in before that timer runs out.
So it's 11 epochs left for the supernova status. You should get in now. We have 11 epochs. That's not a lot. That goes fast in crypto years.
Yeah, it's super fast. Super fast.
Okay, but Carlos, I'm gonna like I see pretty much our audience, and there's like you like the usual friends, the usual faces. I see Yara Ara, I see Eric Taylor, Carr, Sheridan, TZ, like all known faces from our spaces. And one of the topics we haven't covered in how do you say, like with length, are the DEGA tools, and the DEGA tools we've been building for so long, and already some of them are already working. So my invitation today is to talk a little bit, not all the tools, but one of them, that is the DEGA Studio. That is going to use DEGA tokens. You're going to use your NFTs. But what is the DEGA Studio for everyone?
Yeah, so that's probably like the cornerstone, right, of what we're building in the sense that it's what brings everything together. So Dega Studio is about bringing to blockchain the same facilities, or let's say the same empowerment that the cloud brought to the internet, right? So if you remember, before there was AWS or Google Cloud, right? Before that model was even a business model, when you wanted to set up an internet company, you had to basically build out everything yourself, right? There was no such thing as, just going to a website and saying, give me, a WordPress uh, platform, right? Or give me a SQL Server cluster or a MongoDB. You had to go and set up everything from the bare metals. Well, for those who are not technical, bare metal means that you access a direct physical server, right? Instead of a virtual machine or instead of a container, cloud container, you would access directly a physical machine, and then you had to configure the OS, right? You had to pick your own operating system, and you were in charge of upgrading it, making sure that it had all the security patches. You were in charge of making sure that the firewall was up to date, configuring the network architecture. So all the things that I'm talking about, we're already talking about three people, right? And you haven't even begun to code, right? You need your network architect, you needed your OS security specialist, right? Your web server specialist, and then you needed to have the programmers to code all of this. Obviously, there were some stacks that started coming out, right, that would package all of these things in a single system, but still, you would at least need two people, right? Like the people in charge of building the application and someone that was really good at infrastructure security, right? And then there was no concept of scalability, right? You either had the physical servers or you didn't. There was no concept of, it's going to scale as demand grows and then automatically unscale as demand is reduced, right? There was no such thing. So then AWS came out and said, wait a minute, like we're already doing all of this infrastructure for ourselves. We just literally invented new systems architectures to be able to handle our load. What if we white label this for everybody else, right? Because that's essentially what AWS was at the beginning, right? They didn't use that term, but that's essentially what it was. So they were white labeling their lessons learned, their systems designs to scale systems, right? Because they were one of the biggest web applications ever to exist, right? Still to this day, right? But back then it wasn't common. So they said, well, we're pioneers in this. So what if we allow everybody to leverage this type of systems? So they opened it up, and now you have, anybody can use their capabilities, right? So when you went into AWS and you could just provision a new virtual machine, a new server, you could provision a new SQL Server database with a few clicks. That just changed the game, right? And then they changed it even more when they released elastic provisioning, right, with EC2. So then you could say, I just need one server right now, but if the load, right, of transactions grows too much, give me a new server, right? And we're going to load balance that out. So that really changed the game for everybody. Now you had startups, a two people startup could now use all of the great power that took billions of dollars to make, right? That was the Elastic Cloud to be able to scale, right? So that's what we want to do with DEGA Studio, right? We want to bring out white label systems ready to go, already packaged, and with the DEGA API on top that allows you to use it in a very simple way. So that now you don't have to go and spend the equivalent of, $20 million to get your systems out and to leverage all the power of Web3 systems. So, and it's not something that we're doing, let's say, alone, right? DEGA is using open source systems that already are out there, right? Open source modules. We're also leveraging designs of cloud architectures that we've learned to port them over to the blockchain industry. And also, we're in conversations with some of the largest companies right now in the industry to work with them to allow them to be able to onboard many, many more companies, right? Because everybody's just focused on the protocol side of things without allowing, or without, let's say, addressing the fact that even if you have layer twos and layer threes and zero knowledge proof and whatnot, the fact that you would still need an entire blockchain team to set this up, configure it, learn the best practices, design the architecture, we're still talking a year worth of development and hundreds of thousands of dollars in salaries, plus more, like another few hundreds of thousands of dollars in security audits, right? So all in all, you're probably talking over $1 million to get really sophisticated systems out there. So we're saying, no, we're going to do that for you, right? We're going to take all of the systems because we're already familiar with blockchain technology. We're going to apply this architecture designs and we're going to give it all to you wrapped up nicely in a simple API that you can call, that a junior JavaScript developer can call. So that's kind of like what DEGA Studio is about, right? So DEGA Studio is the UI to all of these infrastructure systems that are going to be behind the scenes working.
So for a non-tech person like me, I'm more creative. It is kind of like having a Lego of tools that I can just put together and build my house, and build my spaceship or whatever I need to build.
Yeah, DEGA Studio itself, it's a web app, right? It's an interface, and then what it allows you is to use all of those building blocks to create your own system. And what does it look like? It will look like it'll be way cooler in terms of the visuals, but what it is, it's something like the AWS console or like the Google Cloud console, right? A single place where you go and see and monitor and manage and pay for all of your Web3 infrastructure setup.
And with and you add the partners on top of that, and we as creators can like actually build games with the whole ecosystem and make it actually invisible. The blockchain make it invisible, just like getting points, getting assets, or minting NFTs will be like, we won't need to do like all this hardcore wallet managing, a password intense 24 words. managing those things. It will be for us. It will be like a transparent, easy usability thing. So at the end, it will end up like creating a massive adoption for the developers that are using this with high security, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Like the idea is for you to focus on your game. You focus on your metaverse application, right? Oh, and by the way, Freak, you have some echo there, so if you can do something about that, it'd be great. But in essence, that's what it is, right? Everybody, nobody wants to go and learn and a PhD level of technicalities to be able to do an application, right? We wouldn't have any application today if we had to do, well, we would have a few, but maybe even less than 1%, right? If everybody had to go and learn all the complexities that work underneath the internet, right? Like when in this chat right now that we're doing Twitter space, there are encryption protocols at play, there are routing protocols at play, there are data integrity protocols at play, and a whole bunch. I could sit down right now and throw out like 15, like out of the top of my head, right? That's the ones that I remember. There's probably even more going on. So if you and I had to learn all of that to do a Twitter space, that'd be ridiculous, right? Like we just care about the use case. We just care about the fact that we can do this Twitter space. How it happens underneath, we don't know. We don't care, right? I mean, I do know because I'm an engineer, but the point is that we don't care, right? And it better work, and it better be secure. It better be damn well secured. It better be damn well smooth, right? But it's not our role to do that, right? As the users. Whereas now, right now in Web3, you gotta understand how Web3 works to secure it, right? Like if you mess up your private keys and somehow get them exposed, you're screwed, right? And you have to understand that. And then you have to understand that you can't just sign any transaction, right? And you got to understand whether you're talking to the Cardano blockchain or the Ethereum blockchain or the Polkadot blockchain or the CK Sync layer 2, or you got to understand what gas fee you need to pay, whether it's ADA on Cardano, whether it's Ethereum on CK Sync layer 2, or whether it's Matic on Polygon. There's an infinite amount of technical context that you got to understand to do the simplest action, Web3, right? So there's no way we're going to reach mass adoption like that, right? And I know that some companies and some reports are saying that we have something like 200 million users in Web3. That's complete nonsense, okay? Total nonsense, absolute nonsense. There's maybe 20 million users overall. And a lot of those are Bitcoin holders. And that's the only thing that they do, hold Bitcoin and hold Ethereum or hold Cardano. And they literally don't use any single application, right? So right now, the reason for that is all of this, complexities that I'm listing out that you have to deal with to do the most basic thing in Web3.
Okay, so first question is my sound working now?
Yeah, now it's nice. Yeah.
Okay, perfecto. So I could say the DEGA Studio tool looks for making it easy for people to create and build on top of blockchain, make it invisible, so we're able to onboard the next billion users through gaming and metaverse.
Yeah.
That, am I right? Okay,
Yeah.
perfecto. So Carlos, I know we're gonna jump into some community questions and like a Q&A from the audience, but since we have a little bit of delay, it's about where can I find the roadmap for these tools and the plan and all those things, so people know a little bit about the timing and all that.
Well, the robot is very high level. It's in the website and in the white paper. And in terms of the product right now, what you can find is the details. It's in the website, right? Like you can see a high level explanation there of what Tegra Studio is, what Tegra Render is. Each of those will have their own respective in-depth articles coming out, right, in our blog post where we will detail those products. In terms of technical overall overview, you can find that in the white paper, which is also in the website. And yeah, so there you can see like all the different type of modules and components that we're building and why we're building each of them.
Okay, perfecto. So we do have a question. Oh, I lost the question from Dizzy that I want to answer. Just give me a second. Okay, here it is. Dizzy is asking, will the hero NFT, if I reach supernova, will that rarity give me a boost in the yield if I choose to be a validator for the network?
No, the yield for the validator is coming from the strength attribute. That one will be random, right? But the supernova does give you a +1 on your strength, right? So let's say if you randomly got an NFT that has a strength of 4, well, if you're a supernova, then you got 4 plus 1, which equals 5, right? So it gives you a boost on your strength, and your strength gives you a boost on your yield.
Okay, so to understand it, the strength will determine like the boost on the yield, and that is random. And then I have my NFT. It can be supernova or it can be spark or anywhere in between. But supernova will give you the +1, so I add that to my strength.
Yeah. Now
And
there is another benefit to the let's say to the duration bonus levels. I think we were calling it loyalty, right, Rabbit, on the attributes in the NFTs.
Yes.
Yes. So
Loyalty.
the loyalty attribute, which is Spark and Supernova and so forth, it does have a discount, right, on the protocol fees, right? So there's two things there, right? You can make more money from strength, right, which will be part of the yield once you can do DEGA validator nodes. And then there's also the discount on using DEGA applications, DEGA modules, DEGA services, which you will get from the loyalty, right? So if you're a supernova, you're getting the highest level of discounts and you're getting a +1 on your strength as well.
okay, so the other question is not coming from direct the chat, and the questions in this space is coming from suggestions and question in our Discord. And Darko yesterday was asking, like, on Cardano, 80% of transactions fees are collected and distributed to ADA stakers. This revenue is generated through economic activities on the chain. However, if DEGA is burning all the fees, where do the tokens come from to reward stakers?
So, no, actually, Cardano does have inflationary token rewards, right? Like there's more ADA being issued. So it's just that it has as time goes by, you get less ADA. And actually, the majority of the rewards are inflationary rewards, right? Far more than the block transaction rewards that he's describing there. So, so yeah, so for DEG, but that's just to clarify how it works on Cardano. So yes, they do get block transaction fees, but most of the APY that you're getting is from the inflationary ADA rewards, or new ADA being minted, right? So in DEGA, the reason for burning the blockchain rewards and the fees from all of our modules is so that it's evenly distributed across all the DEGA holdings, right? That's the easiest way to get it, to make sure that even though somebody's using or burning DEGA, right, in a Cardano layer 2, someone that has DEGA in the validator nodes, right, still gets benefit, right? Because when there's deflationary pressure like that, the market then has an incentive to do arbitrage, right? Because data might be more expensive in one ecosystem than in another. So what you do there is like people will start migrating data from one place to another to leverage that arbitrage, right, to make money with it, and then balance it out, right? So you will always reach a market equilibrium across the different layer twos and layer threes that will exist, that data will be on. So that's why we had to do it that way. And again, it benefits everybody, right? Um, so the new, the new DEGA rewards that you're getting as a DEGA validator are also inflationary rewards, right? Just like on Cardano. So there's new DEGA being minted, which is distributed to the people that are providing the DEGA infrastructure, right? The DEGA nodes. The initial target APY will be at 7.7%. It might change in the future, and that'll be something that will hand over to the decentralized governance, right? Which we will be publishing a paper about how it'll work later on as well, right? But spoiler, it'll be based around your NFTs, right? So unlike other protocols that only account for tokens for voting, which opens you up to economic attacks, right? Because somebody can just come in and buy a whole bunch of tokens. The data governance will take tokens into account for sure, but it'll also account for your reputation with your NFT, right? So things like having supernova status, things like having other types, because we will be doing other attributes to the NFTs. So everything that you do in Dega will be reflected in your NFT. So the more, let's say you've contributed to the ecosystem, the higher your reputation, the higher your voting power within the governance that we will be setting up in the Dega ecosystem, right? And again, I don't like to talk about things until we have them published. So once we do the article about governance, then we'll be able to address that. But yeah, so in essence, that's where the rewards are coming from, right? The validator rewards for the Dega nodes are going to come from inflationary rewards, which is new Dega that's being issued to the validators.
Thank you. I hope that answers the questions for Darko. At least does for me, and it's pretty clear. So thank you for that. The other question that comes around is you've mentioned a lot that Dega is not a game developer studio, but it does work like an RPG game.
Yeah,
What do you mean with that?
sure, because the principles of game design can be applied to anything, right? Like technically speaking, like the way that you create something can make it a game, right? What makes games engaging, entertaining, and successful in capturing people's attention is the fact that they have certain principles that are properly designed to work with human behavior, right? To give you an example, like how would you say in life that you're a good brother, right? Like a lot of people can give you a lot of different answers. So you're not getting real time feedback on the fact of whether you are a good brother, right? Or a good citizen, right? Like that is something that's very generic. I guess we could agree on a few things, like obviously, you don't break the law, but what if the law is wrong, right? Like there are countries that have laws that I would say are immoral, right? So how do you get a true reference for that? And it's kind of hard, right? A lot of things are in life are like that. Games are simpler, right? In games, you get a quest, right, or a mission, and then you get feedback. You either failed or succeeded in the mission. So that's like your brain loves that. Your brain loves to be told whether it was a success or a failure, right? And when it was a success, it expects a reward, right? And when it's a failure, it expects, a cost. I don't want to say punishment because it's not necessarily a punishment, but it has a cost, right? So that's those these things are game design principles, and they've been perfected in the gaming industry over decades. That's why games are ever more engaging. So we can take those design principles and apply them to everything, right? A good example is Duolingo, right? Duolingo is a great way to teach languages because it has game design principles, and it's been more successful than any language course ever created, right? And now other companies are doing that to, for example, some fitness apps are tracking your progress and giving you feedback with that. And they're using game design principles to do that. TikTok is a game essentially, right? It's just designed in every way to, kind of like give you rewards when you do something good and so forth. So all of these design principles are great to allow people to follow through a progression, right? Which is something that exists in games, a progression system. So we're taking that and we're applying it to DEGA in everything that we do because it works. It's a great way to teach people how to grow in an ecosystem, like to signal that they're doing, let's say, a value delivery, right? That they're successfully doing something good for the ecosystem. So that's why we're designing everything in DEGA as, let's say, as a game, or you could say with game design principles, because it's a very effective way to get things done, right? And to communicate to people that they're on the right track towards something. And that's kind of the
Yeah.
difference.
So Carlos, it's really a good example within DEGA right now is the sparks or supernova status. It's like, you if you contribute, you are climbing this almost like experience points ladder to be able to get to a higher status within our ecosystem. And it's reflected with, fun terms like spark and supernova. So we're already implementing, game-like things in what we're doing right now. The fact that your NFT is you is just like a World of Warcraft kind of thing. It's like, you come in and you choose your character. Well, in this case, your NFT is your character. And all the things that you do in our ecosystem are going to be reflected in that NFT. So it's not that we're designing a game like you're playing cards or something like that, but instead we're making the experience with DEGA a lot more game-like so that it's fun for you.
Fine and simple to follow and getting feedback on the actions that you're doing, right? Like we're making sure that you know that you're doing something valuable for the DEGA ecosystem. So yeah, that's about it. We will be doing some mini games again, right? Like the DEGA Batalla, but I mean, it is a game, right? That is literally a game. It's just a chat-based, simple game, right? And we're doing it to test out new dynamics, right? But when we say we're not a game studio, is that we're not gonna go and design a metaverse or a MOBA game. If we ever did stuff like that, it would be through our partners, right? Like Photocopias and other partners that we're onboarding. We will work with them to do stuff, in their platforms that have DEGA mechanics, right? So that's what we mean when we say we're not a game studio, right? We're a blockchain gaming infrastructure provider.
So I love it because it's what you're saying is we're building the future and it will be fun to be part of it. You know,
Right. It's a meta game.
It's a meta
yeah,
game.
I love that. I really love that. I connect with it. I think it's the natural human way to do it. We live in a game. We experience life like a game. So sometimes we take it more seriously, but it is what it is. And you get you get boosted, you get power ups, you get all those things, and you develop your character as you move on in life. So it seems very natural the way that guy's doing it, and I love it. So
Yep.
okay,
So we got
so
about
I'm
like 5 more minutes before closing up because I
yes.
gotta drop a little bit sooner today.
Okay, perfecto. So before we jump into another topic, I wanna announce yesterday winner. Remember, we have the daily challenge. We put up the Twitter. All you have to do is like, retweet, mention three friends, and you get a chance to win 1,000 Dega token every day. Winner gets announced in here. Yesterday winner, congratulations, is Tasha Lynn. Tasha Lynn, congratulations for engaging. We had a lot of participants in that one. If you didn't win, there's another one coming out today. So use it. Remember, it's just retweet, like, and mention three friends. It's easy and simple. So I think the last topic before we go, Carlos, and this is one of Rabbit's favorite, and I'm so happy he's here with us because he enjoys it a lot, is our Dega content creation contest. So
Oh, I
remember,
love the content creation contest.
I know
I
you do.
love it. I love it.
And we've discovered a lot of talented people in our community. So I invite you to check the announcement of the DEGA content creation contest. You can create whatever you want. It can be a poem, it can be whatever you want. Like it can even be a game. Is whatever you want to create. You have until Friday to publish it. Publish it in any social network you want, but come to Twitter, share the link, and tag DEGA, the DEGA account. You gotta be following it, and hashtag DEGA community. And that's the only thing you need to do. And we will be looking and choosing finalists on Friday. And the three top finalists will get a special Twitter from DEGA linking to their creation, and then community and people will choose who the winner is by liking, retweeting, and commenting. So it will be, the winner will be chosen by the DEGA tribe, by the DEGA community, but the three finalists will be chosen by a team of content experts. It will be about creativity. It will be about who speaks better about DEGA and the ISPO in a clear, creative, unique, authentic way. So make it your own, create, tell your friends, tell your tribes, tell your tribe friends, and get on this one, because the reward for this one is huge. Is in total, the bag is 75,000 DEGA tokens. So you wanna jump and you wanna be part of this. Rabbit, can you tell us a little bit about what we've seen in the past with this contest?
Oh, I'm just I get overjoyed. I mean, I, I don't even I'm not even part of the pick team because I just love everything that everyone does. I support creativity quite a bit, and I have my entire life. So it's like, I mean, we've seen videos, we've seen songs. Freaky, you've created songs. We've seen full on like lore, like people have written like chapters of like Dega lore. Um, Geez, what else have we seen? We've seen GIFs, we've seen memes. I mean, you name it. People have just like created some of the most amazing stuff. And it just makes me very happy. And I have to back away from selection of that. Um, because people will, I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's like I even saw someone yesterday. I think it was Luana is her name. Um, she created a UX UI of going through Dega, and there's a freak and a rabbit button on it, and I thought that was hilarious. So it's like it's some
I
people
saw
put
it.
these
I
little
saw it. I loved
details
it.
in, and they're just wonderful. This is wonderful. I just love seeing people create.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like we also have some creators that are creating amazing videos for DEGA, but if they haven't posted like Moose and them, it's like, get them
Oh
to
yeah, you
just put it
gotta
on
you
Twitter.
you gotta include like Moose and stuff like that. I mean, his videos are crisp, clean. We've got a couple of people who've been creating some really crisp, clean, like excellent, understandable, traditional kind of like content around what things are inside the data ecosystem. And they're like spot on. It's like they're like team members in some of the stuff that they're saying. It's like amazing.
I was struggling. I was trying to create a video on the ISPO and staking, and the actually community did a better job that I was trying to do. And it's kind of like, okay, this is making our life easier. So please
Beautiful.
participate. Go and watch it. Go watch, enjoy, but create, people. Create. This is a big opportunity. Okay,
Awesome.
Carlos. I think this is it.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's always a pleasure, and thank you everybody for joining us here. Tomorrow there will not be a space, right? We're taking the Wednesdays to focus a little bit on other work here at Dega, but then we'll see you on Thursday again. So thank you for joining us, and looking forward to seeing you in the metaverse. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Rabbit, you want to say something before we
Oh
go?
no, I mean, I would stick around if anyone has any other questions.
I don't think like I don't see any more questions coming up, but it's for me. I would love to talk about the creator contest a little bit more.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Is like what I do during the creative contest is I throw crazy content out there. Like I never participate. I can't. I wish I could. I'm a creator. So I just create content and put it out there so people get inspired to go crazier, to go a little bit more over the edge so you don't feel like tied to what others are doing or like specific kind of videos or it's like I've even sent out some rap lyrics or poems or gifs and yesterday's posters about the 420 epoch. It's like having fun with those things is also important. So if you know what DEGA is about, you know what the ISPO means, you know how it works, you know how staking works, and you are you're a cook, you're a chef. Why not create a dish, a delicious dish that represents the ISPO? I'm like, what would be the recipe? What would you have? Like, if you were cooking the ISPO rabbit, what would you put in that?
Sugar, baby. Lots of sugar.
I
That's
would
the
put
best motivator. No,
if you
me, no. A lot of people don't know my background, but I have a deep background in gamification and AI and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, if I was gonna do anything, I think the first thing I would do is learn what's possible. So it's like, I don't even know what kind of oven I have, like what kind of, I may not know what kind of, if I have a toaster oven or if I have like a spatula frying pan. And it's like you have those daily sessions where you actually show people around the DEGA Creative Kitchen. And it's like that would be before I would even start thinking about my recipe. The first thing I'd want to do is like, what kind of kitchen do I have to work with here? Because we offer the community our tools to be able to go and build things.
yeah, and actually, like we have Freiler here. Freiler already created like an amazing video. He
Yeah,
hasn't
and
he
Fryler's
hasn't
another.
shared.
Yeah, Fryler's another guy. I mean, he's like out there like doing these videos, and it's like, wow, he's spot on. It's like someone's actually read the white paper, you know. It's
And
like amazing.
understands it and
And
understands the white
understands it.
paper.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like, when it comes to building beautiful things, I lean towards you, Freak. But when it comes to, you know, procedural stuff, it's guys like Freiler and guys like Moose who can take a very complex story because we need to write the detail. We need to be able to be detailed with this stuff. And sometimes the questions that you have are buried like in the middle of a paragraph. But guys like Freiler, guys like Moose, they come in and they find that procedural question and like elevate that into one of their videos. So it makes it so much easier if more people are talking about those types of things.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I was testing this two AI video generations. I was testing Gen 2 and I was testing Kyber, and then today I'm gonna be testing another one that I'm installing in my PC. And what I wanted to do is kind of like take Freiler and take the video where he's explaining, but first make him a Mayan punk guy explaining it
Oh, here
in
we go.
a Mayan pyramid, and then make it about a robot talking about using the Dega bot and all those things. He was like, I can do stuff with it and I can go creative, but if we get as you said it, someone that knows how to explain complicated stuff in a simple way, we can make it crazy shit looking. So it's about putting the right how do you say ingredients in the recipe. But for sure my recipe would have some beans in it. I eat
Oh
beans
boy.
every day.
Yes,
But no,
I'm aware. I'm very aware of that.
I have a friend that is one of the best. How do you say pasteleria? Cake chefs, pastry. How did she does like sweet stuff like cakes and desserts and she does it with organic too, like organic food and little sugar and a lot of stevia, so it's kind of healthy, not all the way, but she is a painter with food. And I was talking to her. It was like, how can we create a plate that represents DEGA? How can we create like a DEGA dessert? What flavor would it have? Of course, it has sugar, but what flavor would it have? And I would love to ask you that question. Close your eyes and taste DEGA. Taste it. Taste it. What do you feel? What do you feel in your tongue? I would love to see that dish competing in the DEGA content creation contest.
I'm speechless.
What did you taste?
Yeah.
I just want to say, like,
know,
what did
maybe like Dr. Pepper. I don't know. Something like that.
For me, it has it has a little bit of you guys call it butterscotch. The butterscotch is kind of like you have the kid feeling of sweetness, but you also have like the grown up seriousness of a flavor like scotch. But it's the butter and the sweet plus the other flavors that combinate, so it's like the salted caramel kind of thing. So it's playful, but it's a little bit serious.
This is what happens when you let Freak off the leash. So
Carlos left, bro.
Well, does anyone have any? Because I mean, I have another meeting I have to get to in 10 minutes, and before we delve deeper into the freaky butterscotch, did anyone have any other questions regarding DEGA? And then we'll let Freak go.
You kick me out.
I mean, I don't mind letting people on the mic either. So if somebody wants to grab the microphone, we're happy to. We'll be happy
Dude,
to answer questions.
I would love to have people like Dizzy or Fryler up here. I don't know if you guys are up
somebody
to.
requested.
Where? Oh, I'm not a co-host, so. Oh, wait. If you can accept them, yeah.
Oh, it's Fryler.
Nice.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Yo, Fryler.
Yo, I had to pop in here on this question because it actually got me thinking, man. And I think DEGA would taste loud, like Freakton's attitude, like mango and passion fruit, and just like an explosion of flavor in your face, like a party in your mouth.
Ooh, love that. Yeah.
So I just wanted to pop up and say that.
Okay.
No, but I got a question for Fryler though. Fryler, because you actually made my life easier. I was struggling to make the video you made. I was trying to create a video that was explainer, short, and right to the point. When you came out with that video, so it was like, oh my God, this dude is awesome. But my question is, how did you discover DEGA? How did you get here? What did you like about it that made you do a video about it?
Honestly, I found out about you guys through Cornucopias. And, I love that project. And I was like, oh, that's great for them, but I didn't think too much about it, man. And then you popped into the Corn Mafia Twitter space and you came with so much energy, you yourself, Freakton. And, I was like, who is this guy? And I'm like, what are they building over there that they got this wild animal on the team too? And funny enough, that's why I started looking a little bit more too. And I'm like, okay, there's actually a lot more under the surface here than just, the scalability. And not that all that stuff isn't important, but yeah, you guys were just like a breath of fresh air at like the depths of this bear market. And I love the project. I love what you guys are building. I love the way that you're gamifying it. I really believe that that Web3 gaming and metaverses are going to be like a huge catalyst for blockchain and crypto for mass adoption. So that's one thing I just love to cover on my channel. So it just made sense to cover you guys. You guys are like betting on the whole industry. So love what you're doing, and yeah, I'm gonna be making more videos.
Dude,
Well, we
let me know if I
appreciate
can
it.
help you.
You would
Yeah.
elevate this shit way beyond Freakton. I mean, I feel bad that you didn't make the video and that everyone has to watch my crappy ass video now because I love your content.
Let's make something. First, you gotta participate in the content creation contest, dude. You're right on point, and you're creating great content. So you gotta participate on that one. There's time on Friday, and you know how to do it, and everything is in the Discord. But also, I want to make an invitation to do something together. Let's do something crazy together. You know, with your the way your mind works, we can give it a twist. We can create something. I don't know, just for the fun of
Heck
it.
yeah,
You
man. I'm
know,
down. Thank you. That would be awesome.
perfect.
Well, we got one more. I got 5 minutes before I got to go, and we got one more person requesting. So
Let's
who's
go. Is it Charlie?
Charlie? Yeah,
Yeah, I see his
Charlie.
hand
I
going
think
like
this is
crazy.
yeah. This is the first time. I think this is the first time I've heard from Charlie. It's
Let's
not
bring
approved.
Charlie up here.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yo, what up, Charlie?
Sir, can I ask a question?
Charlie?
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, ask a question, Charlie.
What is your future plan?
Pardon me? What is what?
What is your future plan?
My future plan? What is our future plan? I love Charlie. How old are you? Okay, Charlie. Okay, I think our future plan, Rabbit. Charlie's asking about our future plan. I love. He sounds like really young. I don't know how old is he, but if he's asking as a young guy, asking of our future plan, I love the attitude, and I love those type of questions coming from younger people. Even though I do warn you gotta be old enough to to be involved in projects like this. Our future plan is to give everyone in the universe, in existence, especially in developing country, the chance and opportunity to live a fulfilling life where they can thrive and make enough to make an honest living and grow themselves full of opportunities to get as far as they can. So become the best version of your biggest vision through the tools we're creating is what we dream of.
Wow,
Yes,
I don't know
yes.
if that answers your question. Pardon me, Robin?
I said that was well said. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You know, we want to provide everyone easy tools so that they can. You know, you hear me talk about creativity. It's like how excited I get to see people create things, and the best thing that I can do at DEGA is to help build the tools that make it easy for everyone to be able to project that creativity wherever they want to put it. And in our case, you know, we deal with world building, metaverse. We deal with video games for fun, and it's like I can't think of another place um, in industry where you can bring more happiness than this type of experience.
Yes, and hopefully for young guys like Charlie or your young people like Charlie, is Charlie, we want to give you the tools where you create what you think you can create, what you believe, what you can create. Create the game of your dreams that you don't have yet, and take it out into the world and share it with the world and grow with that. So if our tools are easy enough for you to build on top of them your dreams, we will accomplish our mission. So go
And-
out
and
there
Freak?
and start building. Yes.
Freak, I have to go. I have to jump on
Me
another
too.
call. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We really, really appreciate your support. Spread the news about the ISPO, spread the news about DEGA, keep building and have fun doing it. It's not that bad. This is why we're here. We want to bring together a place where we can all just kind of like, just take a break from the BS news and everything that's going on right now. Let's just create something fun.
Yes, and Rabbit, I want to invite you to do our Rabbit and Free coffees in this space
Oh,
also. Let's talk about it, talk about these things. So
All right, I gotta
everyone, thank you
care.
very much. Take care, everyone. This was the DEGA space. We got the Rabbit in the house today. I loved sharing it with you people. Have a great Tuesday. Freyler, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to hit you up. Okay,